And I said, why? And she said, well, you go to a dinner party with 10 friends and you bring up this case, and you can have 3 or 4 people who feel one thing, 5 or 6 people who feel another, and who cannot convince each other to feel otherwise. And she said, our jurors are a reflection of our community. You know, this is a jury handpicked from Norfolk County. They live in this area. And she, Jennifer Roman, I'm speaking about our legal analyst, was not surprised at all to hear that they have fundamental disagreements about some of the facts and in this case, and whether or not the Commonwealth had proved it beyond a reasonable doubt. And I said this earlier when I spoke with both of you, but I really can't overstate just how different today feels, and honestly the last 5 days of deliberations, but particularly today compared to the rest of this trial. The heaviness in that courtroom was potent. To come outside in the rain, to have no interviews with anyone involved in the case, just quick statements, and everybody rush out of here. And in that courtroom, the two sides that you were hearing could not have been more different. As the judge said, I'm declaring a mistrial, you heard a sigh in the courtroom, not a sigh of relief, like a sigh. And you saw Mrs. O'Keefe crying, you saw other members of the O'Keefe family crying, and then through the windows outside, you heard cheers. You heard just loud yelling, wooing, which we've been able to hear many times over the course of this whole trial, because the courtroom is right on the corner of the courthouse. So whenever there's been a siren or cheers from the group outside, even though they're past some 200-foot buffer zone, those cheers you can hear inside that courtroom. So to have those two sides happen as a mistrial was declared, you just can't really overstate how it was. Cheryl and Courtney?
WBZ's Christina Rex, thank you. And I think that she pointed out two interesting things. One, that we weren't expecting to hear from the DA's office this quickly. And I think that gives good perspective to our viewers who are not necessarily a part of the legal world. Maybe they haven't been following the case this entire time, so they don't know that we weren't necessarily expecting to hear from the DA's office. But also, she's letting us know that how different today feels. The feeling has been such an important part of this storytelling for our viewers.
Well, but I think that's normal. I mean, when you get to the point where a jury is deliberating, that's when it becomes really real. I mean, while the testimony is going on, it's part of the process. And now you get to the end of the process, and there's a lot riding on this. You know, her freedom, Karen Reed's freedom is riding on this. You know, John O'Keefe's family wants justice, and they believe justice is a guilty verdict in this case. So you can understand the pressure that everybody is feeling. You can also understand the weight of all of that and the responsibility that these jurors feel to come to a decision.
Guys, if you can hear me, take our live shot. The O'Keefes are going to leave court.
No, I do know that we are working on. We are talking to our crew in the field right now. We want to get you back out to the courtroom. We are being told that the O'Keefe family is coming out of court now. So let's just wait a moment. But while we are waiting, this is, again, just a reminder that this is not over. This is not over for the O'Keefe family. It's not over for the Reed family, friends, supporters.
And you can imagine, I mean, this is you saw the emotion. We showed you the video inside the courtroom. The O'Keefe family very emotional about the mistrial. The Karen Reed's family very emotional about the mistrial, and also knowing that there's still another process that they all have to go through again. So no, this is not the end for anyone in this case. You can see them filing down the courthouse stairs right there with family. Difficult day all around. I mean, at the end of the day, someone died here, so it's very sad.
Now we do have Christina Rex.
Cheryl and Courtney, if you can hear me.
Yes.
It's Christina Rex out here, next to the camera right now. We wanted to make sure you could see the O'Keefe family. Clearly, they waited inside to let a little bit of time pass, but some of the people who have been here every day were the ones in the courtroom. That's Paul O'Keefe, John's youngest brother, the only living O'Keefe child in this family now, after John's sister passed of cancer about 10 years ago as well. His wife, Erin, has been here every single day. His mother, John's mother, Peggy O'Keefe, has been here every single day. His father, John O'Keefe, has been here many days. I did not see him with the group here today. Some good friends of his, some cousins, some other relatives have been here every day. Really a pretty emotional moment for them in the courtroom, and then you could just see them there leaving court. It's clearly a sad day for everybody here on all sides.
Absolutely. At this point, you said that the family was very emotional today. Had you seen that type of emotion during the course of the trial at all?
Yeah, so I would say pretty much.
We have been listening to coverage from CBS News Boston. The judge overseeing the Karen Read murder trial declared a mistrial today. The jury told her multiple times they couldn't reach a unanimous verdict. We heard there from the reporting, someone inside the courtroom, that there were not only sighs of relief from those who were supporting Karen Read, but also sighs of disappointment from that of victim John O'Keefe's family. He's the Boston police officer who died in January of 2022. Read is charged with hitting him and leaving him for dead, hitting him with her car outside of a house on a cold, snowy night back in 2022. And while it's not clear when a new trial will take place, we do know that the Norfolk County DA's office did release a statement. And at the end, they did say the Commonwealth intends to retry the case. And there's been a status hearing set by the judge for July 22nd. So we should learn much more then. But again, a mistrial in the Karen Read case out of Massachusetts. We are following breaking news. The Supreme Court has ruled in a 6-3 decision that a president has absolute immunity against prosecution for official acts, but they are not immune from prosecution for unofficial acts. Donald Trump has argued that he is immune from prosecution for his actions on January 6th because he was in office at the time. He's facing federal charges out of Washington, D.C. The special counsel's argument was that no one is above the law, not even the president. The decision is expected to have implications for some of Trump's other cases as well. It will also